Part 3. My sister damaged my car before my dream job interview because she was jealous that I got the call and not her. Now she's demanding I pay for her therapy because our parents cut her off after finding out the truth. According to Sarah, Amy's therapist helped her uncover some pretty deep issues. Apparently, Amy's competitive behavior stems from more than just sibling rivalry. She has severe self-worth issues tied to constantly comparing herself to others, especially me. The therapist diagnosed her with several mental health conditions. Sarah didn't specify which ones out of respect for Amy's privacy, and is working with her on managing them properly. She's finally starting to acknowledge that her actions were wrong and that she needs to change, but it's a difficult process. There have been several breakthrough sessions where Amy broke down completely, finally confronting the damage she's done not just to me but to herself. The therapist is helping her develop coping mechanisms for when she feels triggered by others' success, teaching her to recognize the early signs of her competitive spiral before it turns destructive. Sarah says there are good days and bad days. On good days, Amy talks about wanting to build her own identity separate from being my sister. On bad days, she still struggles with intense jealousy when she sees my company's posts about my project successes on LinkedIn. But at least now she's learning to process these feelings with her therapist instead of acting on them destructively. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm also maintaining my distance. The protective order is still in place, and I'm focusing on building my new life. I moved to a safer apartment complex closer to work, made new friends through my job, and I'm finally feeling settled. Our parents are still struggling with everything, but they're handling it better. Mom called me yesterday to apologize for not protecting me more when we were younger. She admitted they should have gotten Amy help years ago instead of trying to manage her behavior themselves. Update 3. 3 months have passed, and I wanted to share what might be my final update on this situation. Life has settled into a new normal, though it's very different from what I expected. Amy completed her community service and has been consistently attending therapy. Through Sarah, she sent me a handwritten letter of apology. It was 12 pages long and detailed every incident where she had tried to compete with or sabotage me, going back to our childhood. Reading it was difficult, but it seemed genuine. Reading it was difficult, each page felt like reopening old wounds. She detailed incidents I had forgotten or suppressed, the time she deleted my college application essays the night before they were due, forcing me to pull an all-nighter rewriting them. The time she'd spread rumors about me cheating on my high school boyfriend because he was more popular than hers. The countless times she'd borrowed and ruined my clothes before important events. But what struck me most were the new revelations, the things I hadn't known about. She confessed to sabotaging several of my job applications over the years by calling companies pretending to be a former employer giving a bad reference. She admitted to creating fake social media accounts to harass my friends, driving several of them away. She even revealed that she'd intentionally crashed her first car into a tree because Dad had bought me a slightly newer model for graduation. The letter showed a level of self-awareness I hadn't thought possible from Amy. She wrote about her therapy journey, about finally understanding that her actions came from a place of profound self-hatred rather than actual hatred of me. She described the moment in therapy when she realized that no amount of sabotaging my success would ever make her feel truly successful herself. The letter ended with her acknowledging that she's not ready to have a relationship with me and that she understands if I never want one. She wrote, "I'm not asking for forgiveness, I haven't earned that right. I'm not even asking for another chance, I've had too many of those already. I just want you to know that I finally see the truth of what I've done, and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of having a sister like you." Her therapist apparently helped her write it as part of her recovery process, encouraging her to be completely honest about her actions without expectations of reconciliation. I haven't responded to the letter yet. I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not ready to open that door. My own therapist is helping me work through my feelings about everything. It's hard to realize that while Amy is getting better, our relationship might never be repaired. Our parents are doing better too. They've maintained their boundary with Amy while supporting her recovery from a distance. Mom and Dad come to visit me every other weekend now, and we're building a stronger relationship without Amy's drama overshadowing everything. The best part is that I'm thriving in my new job. I recently led my first major project, and my boss is already talking about a promotion track. Sometimes I still can't believe how different my life is from just a few months ago. I've learned that it's okay to succeed even if it makes others uncomfortable. For years, I tried to downplay my achievements, turning down opportunities or staying quiet about my accomplishments to avoid triggering Amy. I realize now how much of myself I sacrificed trying to manage her emotions. I don't need to dim my light just because someone else might be triggered by it. That's not protecting them, it's enabling their unhealthy behavior while stunting my own growth. Most importantly, I've learned that setting boundaries with family isn't just okay, sometimes it's necessary for everyone's growth. It took me almost destroying myself to understand that love doesn't mean sacrificing your well-being for someone else's comfort. Real love means being honest enough to say this isn't healthy and brave enough to do something about it. The promotion I was nervous about accepting? I took it. The office with a view that I worried would make Amy feel bad? I decorated it exactly how I wanted. The relationship I was hesitant to pursue because the guy was more successful than Amy's ex? We're dating now, and he's absolutely wonderful. For the first time in my life, I'm living without constantly calculating how my choices might affect my sister's mental state. Sometimes I still feel twinges of guilt, especially when Mom mentions how much Amy is struggling. But then I remember the security camera footage of her destroying my car at 3 a.m., the years of sabotage and manipulation, the childhood memories tainted by her constant need to compete and destroy. I remember that I deserve to live my life fully, just as she deserves to get the help she needs to live hers. I don't know if Amy and I will ever have a real sister relationship. Maybe someday, after lots more therapy and time, we can build something new. But it won't be based on me making myself smaller to accommodate her insecurities. I deserve better than that. We both do. To everyone who supported me through this journey, thank you. Your advice helped me stay strong when I was doubting myself. If there's one thing I want others to take from my story, it's that you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, even if that person is family.